Renovating buildings to an NZEB or zero emissions standard is crucially important for achieving climate targets. Why? Because without reducing dramatically the energy use in buildings, which today relies very, very heavily on fossil fuels, we cannot get the building sector to reduce its carbon emissions. And without reducing carbon emissions, the climate targets are not achievable. You ask a good question about the building stock in Central and Eastern Europe and Southeastern Europe, which has a legacy of communist-era buildings. In fact, there's an advantage to having those communist-era buildings, which is that they were built from a standardized set of components, and it means that those buildings are ideally suited to a standardized solution. And we're beginning to see emerging in Northern Europe industrialized approaches to energy renovation, where we have three-dimensional digital surveys so that external panels can be made that fit perfectly on the building, giving it a warm jacket, if you like, a jacket that contains renewable energy and ventilation systems. And the fact that you have such a high number of standardized buildings, once they're structurally sound, they can be given this approach. And you know what? If you did that here in Romania, you would develop a new industrial activity around industrialized energy renovation. You would reduce the difficulty of renovating buildings, you would increase the attractiveness of the sector, and it would cost less than the traditional approaches that we are taking at the moment. So yes, something can be done, and yes, you're right, the performance of those buildings today is terrible, but with the right approach, the right design solutions, the right technologies, this can be turned to an advantage. So I understand that Romania Eficientă program has been focused on schools, and this is a really admirable thing to do, because it's not only admirable, it's actually clever, because school buildings are occupied by our youngest generations, and by demonstrating to them the transformation in the quality of the built environment that can be achieved through renovation means they will take it from their earliest years forward, and our upcoming generation will then have no questions about why is it a good idea to renovate. So I think this is really clever, and I would encourage the program to continue even beyond the current funding that it enjoys.